You know, I usually stay out of these conversations, but with Caitlin Clark, I can't stay silent anymore.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to WNBA Spotlight. I hope you're all having an amazing day. If you're a true Caitlin Clark fan, make sure to watch this video until the end. Before we begin, comment CC 100% below to show you're part of the Clark Update Army. I love seeing all the passionate Clark fans in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 90% of our viewers still haven't subscribed, and it only takes a second. Thank you for your support. Now, let's get into today's story. Michael Jordan didn't just speak. He completely stole the spotlight. What started as a simple tribute quickly became one of the most unforgettable moments in modern basketball. Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark were left speechless, not just honored. Jordan delivered a calm, but powerful message that no one expected. This wasn't about celebrating the past. It was about recognizing the players shaping basketball's future. Michael Jordan rarely comments on women's basketball, which made his words even more meaningful. Without a prepared speech or a major event, he praised Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham for changing the game. Clark has already broken WNBA records, drawn huge crowds, and boosted TV ratings, but Jordan said what impressed him most wasn't her statistics or shooting. It was her ability to control every part of the game. He said some players grow into the spotlight, but Clark arrived already shining. While many compare her to basketball legends, Jordan made it clear she isn't just the future of women's basketball. She's already one of the game's biggest stars. He then turned to Sophie Cunningham, saying her impact is just as important even if she doesn't receive the same attention. He called her a player who changes the energy of every game with toughness, determination, and relentless effort. He praised the way she treats every possession like it matters, saying that's what separates great players from the rest. Coming from Michael Jordan, whose career was built on unmatched competitiveness, those words carried incredible weight. Sophie wasn't praised for fame, but for the intensity she brings to every rebound, screen, and defensive play. This wasn't a publicity stunt or marketing campaign. It was a genuine statement from one of basketball's greatest icons. Jordan said he sees more than talent in Clark and Cunningham. He sees proof that the future of basketball has already arrived. With only a few words, he challenged years of debate about women's basketball and reminded everyone that when Michael Jordan speaks, the basketball world listens. But was this simply a compliment or the beginning of something much bigger? Stay with us, because what happened next surprised everyone. When greatness recognizes greatness, the entire basketball world pays attention. Larry Bird, a player who rarely gives public praise unless it's truly earned, shared one of the most meaningful comments about Caitlin Clark. He revealed that during the 2023 to 2024 season, he watched more Iowa Hawkeyes games than he ever expected and even compared Clark's style to his own days at Indiana State. That wasn't just nostalgia. It was genuine respect from one of basketball's greatest minds. Bird's words made it clear that Clark wasn't only dominating women's college basketball. She was changing how people view the game. Soon after, another legend joined the conversation. Shaquille O'Neal, who is closely connected to LSU and Angel Reese, surprised fans by openly admitting he had become a Caitlin Clark fan. During a broadcast, he said, "I'm not Shaq right now. I'm a fan." After watching her play, he praised not only her scoring but also her leadership, court vision, and decision-making. Coming from a four-time NBA champion, those comments carried tremendous weight. At the same time, Sophie Cunningham continued earning respect for qualities that often go unnoticed, including toughness, hustle, consistency, and relentless effort. While Clark grabs the headlines, Sophie's determination wins the admiration of basketball legends. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Shaquille O'Neal all recognize the mindset that helped build their own careers. Together, Clark and Cunningham are redefining what greatness looks like and proving there are different ways to lead a team. As the spotlight grows brighter, the story is no longer just about highlights. It's about players who thrive under pressure. So why are Clark and Cunningham becoming favorites of basketball legends? Because they bring something special to the game. Clark excites fans with her deep shooting, elite passing, and fast-paced offense, while Sophie brings veteran toughness, physical play, and non-stop intensity. Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton also sees their impact. Speaking about Clark, he once said, "We're just 2-point guards trying to lead." He has supported her publicly and understands the pressure of carrying an entire city on your shoulders. He respects not only her talent, but also the leadership she shows every night. Clark's influence now extends beyond fans and teammates. Sports analyst Jason Whitlock believes many players want to play alongside her because she creates a culture built on leadership, trust, accountability, and winning. Meanwhile, when Sophie Cunningham arrived in Indiana through a trade in 2025, she didn't come just to fill a roster spot. She came to change the team's identity. If Clark represents the franchise's future, Sophie represents its toughness. Her journey from Missouri to Phoenix, and now Indiana, has always been defined by determination, resilience, and doing whatever it takes to help her team win. Sophie Cunningham may not score 30 points every night, but she knows how to lift a locker room, take charges, and hit clutch shots when her team needs them most. Her energy is contagious, and her defense never lets up. That was clear during a heated game in June, when she immediately rushed to defend Caitlin Clark after a hard foul. It wasn't about creating drama. It was about protecting her teammate and the culture Indiana is building through unity, toughness, and courage. Her impact goes far beyond the stat sheet, from diving for loose balls to leading the defense and changing the momentum of games. That's why basketball legends continue to notice Clark and Cunningham. They see real leadership, toughness, and determination that can't be measured by statistics. This isn't just another basketball story. It's a movement built on earning respect when the pressure is highest. One of the biggest moments in Caitlin Clark's career came off the court when she was left off the 2024 U.S. Olympic roster. Despite transforming women's basketball, breaking viewership records, and bringing new fans to the sport, her name wasn't included. While fans voiced their frustration, Clark stayed quiet and went back to work. Instead of complaining, she used the extra time to train harder, study film, and improve every part of her game. Dwight Howard believed the setback would only make her stronger. Former NBA guard Jeff Teague also criticized the decision, saying the WNBA missed a major opportunity by not fully embracing the impact Clark was already having. Attendance, merchandise sales, and ticket demand were all rising because of her influence, yet she often seemed to receive more criticism than support. Hall of Famer Rick Barry even described the way defenders treated Clark with two simple words: "It's personal." Even so, Clark never complained. She answered every hard foul and every challenge with her performance. While Clark remained calm through the criticism, Sophie Cunningham became the emotional leader Indiana needed. As the Fever struggled for consistency early in the 2025 season, Sophie refused to accept mediocrity. After a disappointing loss in June, she stood at the podium and asked, "Why can't we be consistent?" It wasn't just a question. It was a challenge to herself, her teammates, and the entire organization to raise the standard and become a better basketball team. There were no empty promises behind Sophie's passion. When Caitlin Clark missed a preseason game, Cunningham stepped up by hitting the free throws that forced overtime and helped Indiana secure the win. After a tough home loss in which the Fever shot just 30% from the field, she didn't make excuses. Instead, she told the media, We owe the fans better." Those words came from the heart and reflected her leadership. She later recorded her first double-double of the season against Atlanta with 16 points and 10 rebounds, joking afterward, "It's about dang time." The comment showed both her personality and accountability. She wasn't chasing personal stats. She was focused on winning, building team chemistry, and rewarding the fans who continued to support the team. Many of Sophie's biggest contributions never appeared on the stat sheet. She became the emotional leader of the Fever, lifting the locker room, restoring energy, and standing beside Clark whenever criticism came their way. If that changed how people viewed Clark and Cunningham, what happened next could reshape the future of women's basketball. During her rookie season, Caitlin Clark didn't just break records. She helped transform the WNBA. After being selected first overall by the Indiana Fever in 2024, she packed arenas, attracted millions of viewers, and brought unprecedented attention to the league. Her influence stretched beyond basketball, making the WNBA part of national conversations like never before. Alongside her stood Sophie Cunningham, a veteran whose career was built through years of hard work during an era of smaller audiences, fewer sponsorships, and off-season overseas play. Today, she brings experience, resilience, and a deep understanding of what it takes to succeed in the league. Together, Clark and Cunningham represent a unique combination of superstar influence and veteran leadership. Many believe their partnership could help push the WNBA toward higher salaries, better player support, improved working conditions, and stronger long-term opportunities. Clark's popularity has already boosted ticket sales, merchandise, television ratings, and sponsorships, giving her influence that reaches far beyond the court. The question now is whether she'll use that platform to help move the entire league forward. If she does, veterans like Sophie Cunningham will be essential. Having lived through the league's toughest years, Cunningham understands what lasting progress requires and has become a respected voice among players. Together, Clark and Cunningham may be leading the start of a new era, one where players play a bigger role in shaping the WNBA's future. But even as excitement continued to grow, so did the tension beneath the surface, setting the stage for what could become the league's next major turning point. To find out what really happened, keep watching. Beneath all the applause, another story was beginning to unfold. Caitlin Clark's arrival has become far more than a basketball story. She has challenged a system that was never prepared for someone to make such an immediate impact. Every deep three, every highlight, and every record-breaking performance has brought huge TV audiences, major sponsors, and new attention to the WNBA. Clark didn't slowly earn the spotlight. She changed the conversation almost overnight. That's why Michael Jordan's praise carried so much weight. When he said Clark had the kind of fire that makes people uncomfortable, he wasn't just talking about basketball. He was describing the pressure that comes when one player changes an entire league. Jordan saw more than talent. He believed Clark was helping reshape the WNBA, much like he transformed the NBA years ago. But with that influence comes pressure. From the start, Clark has faced hard fouls, constant criticism, and questions that often went beyond basketball. Some call it part of the game, while others believe it's something much bigger. Sophie Cunningham is one of those people. Having spent years fighting for respect in the league, she understands both the struggle and the dangers of jealousy. Now playing alongside Clark, Sophie believes this moment can either divide the league or help make it stronger. Instead of avoiding difficult situations, she embraces them. While others see Clark's popularity as a threat, Sophie sees an opportunity to improve player salaries, television exposure, and respect for the entire WNBA. Even as ratings continue to rise and arenas fill with fans, the pressure surrounding the league keeps growing. Magic Johnson added to the conversation by comparing Caitlin Clark's arrival to his own NBA debut alongside Larry Bird, calling it a true turning point for basketball. That comparison wasn't made lightly. The WNBA is reaching record levels of visibility with growing audiences, bigger sponsorships, and increased investment. At the center of it all stands Caitlin Clark, and that's where the story becomes even more fascinating. The story only becomes more interesting from here. Even Stephen Curry, another player who changed the game forever, praised Caitlin Clark, not for her viral shots, but for the way she controls every game. He said, "That's what makes her different." Coming from the player who revolutionized long-range shooting, those words carried enormous weight. They even sparked speculation about the possibility of Curry and Clark sharing the court someday. While Clark has stayed quiet about those rumors, the excitement continues to grow. More importantly, this moment represents a new era for women's basketball. Caitlin has become the face of the movement, while Sophie Cunningham has become the leader who helps keep it together. One inspires with talent, the other leads with toughness and determination. Together, they are helping reshape the future of the game. As their influence grows, so do the conversations surrounding them. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing in the WNBA. She's helping redefine it. Her highlights dominate social media, her jersey is one of the league's top sellers, and her games continue to sell out arenas. At the same time, comments from Cheryl Swoops, Diana Taurasi, and Cheryl Reeve have fueled debates about her impact. To some, Clark represents an exciting new era. To others, she represents uncomfortable change. Through it all, she has remained calm, focused, and determined, letting her performances speak louder than the criticism. That's why legends like Shaquille O'Neal and Michael Jordan have praised her so highly. Shaq, once known for supporting Angel Reese, eventually admitted that Clark consistently makes the right basketball play. Standing beside Clark through it all has been Sophie Cunningham, one of her strongest supporters. Sophie has never been afraid to speak her mind, compete with passion, or defend her teammates. While some critics question Clark's confidence, Sophie sees discipline, focus, and leadership. She has repeatedly challenged the narrative surrounding Clark and refused to stay silent when she believed her teammate was being treated unfairly. Their connection goes beyond basketball. It's built on trust, loyalty, and a shared commitment to keep pushing forward despite the criticism. Together, they've become symbols of change in the WNBA. Whether everyone agrees with Caitlin Clark or not, she continues moving the league forward, while Sophie Cunningham helps make sure that progress, unity, and the future of the game remain the focus. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark are taking the WNBA to the next level, or do you believe they're creating even bigger divisions? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.